Now, this week marks the 26th anniversary of Princess Diana's death, and unheard tapes have since been released. This audio was recorded by Diana in the 90s for her biographer Andrew Morton. Let's take a listen.
He was so grown up, and he was Diana, a kindergarten teacher. I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous. And my husband won't even talk to Mummy, barely. Because at Harry's christening, Charles went up to Mummy and said, you know, he was so disappointed, we thought it'd be a girl. And Mummy snapped his head off and said, you should realise how lucky you are to have a child that's normal. And ever since that day, a shutter's come down, and that's what he does when he gets somebody answering back at him, so to speak.
Some interesting revelations there, Esther. Firstly, that King Charles wanted a girl instead of Prince Harry, but also Diana claiming that the marriage to King Charles was ridiculous. How damaging is this for the king?
Yeah, look, the whole Charles and Diana saga will always kind of be a stain on King Charles's past. We know that that marriage was tumultuous. Often, you know, the media tends to kind of whitewash a lot of the tenuous moments in their marriage. So we know that Diana was very unhappy and she had mental health issues, and King Charles had this affair with Camilla, and they weren't a very good pairing. But obviously, the only people that know the truth, the absolute truth of what happened in their marriage is King Charles and Princess Diana. The reality is, whenever these kind of rehashings of history come up, it is obviously damaging, but I think not to the extent that it was when the revelations first came out. Of course, we know that King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage was ill-advised. Hindsight is 2020. But we also know that King Charles wanted actually a girl, which actually isn't as scandalous as you might think. You know, you would think that in the whole kind of sort of tradition of aristocracy, he would have favored two boys, because obviously boys at the time would be in the line of succession. So it was actually potentially quite forward-thinking of him to want a girl and to want to have that kind of balanced family in that way. But obviously his mother-in-law at the time was very unhappy about it. These are the kind of things that we know will always come up whenever we talk about King Charles, and it's kind of baked into the cake. There will always be some sort of drama surrounding the royal family, and particularly individual members of the royal family. At the moment, I don't think it's particularly damaging. The Queen is now Camilla, and the public seems to have made their peace with that. I must highlight that this documentary, following the 26th year anniversary of Princess Diana's death, was actually aired in the US. So this is more tailored towards American audiences who may not have the kind of same affinity for the royal family, or the same knowledge of the history of the royal family as we do here.